One quiet Tuesday afternoon on Chicago's South Side, nobody expected a famous Indian star to walk into a cramped community center, especially not wearing sneakers and a worn-out hoodie. But that's exactly what happened when Hina Khan slipped in, unrecognized, and saw a struggling dance class on the edge of giving up. The late winter sun filtered through frosted windows of a small community center in Chicago's South Side. A paint-chipped sign by the entrance read, "Bollywood Workshop, Newcomers Welcome," but everything inside suggested a different story. The fluorescent lights in the main hall flickered occasionally, the floors squeaked, and a lonely boombox crackled out muffled music. About a dozen would-be dancers, teenagers and young adults, huddled in groups, looking uneasy. Their instructor, a tall, thin man named Chase, paced near the boombox. He wore a frustrated frown. "All right, people. We gotta master these Bollywood moves if we want to raise enough funds for the center. The performance is in a week." His stern voice carried more panic than encouragement. A few students nervously tried the steps, stumbling. Some exchanged hopeless glances. That's when Hina Khan, in an old gray hoodie, black leggings and simple sneakers, quietly slipped in through the side door. She'd been shooting a project in the city and heard rumors of a Bollywood dance class struggling to keep afloat. Drawn by curiosity and a passion for any traditional Indian dance, she followed the signs. Now she stood at the back, watching as Chase barked instructions, scolding a girl who kept mixing up her left and right steps. One of the students, a young woman named Mia, noticed Hina. "Hey, are you part of the class?" Mia asked. Hina shook her head with a gentle smile. "I'm just here to watch. Or maybe help if that's okay." Mia shrugged, unsure if that was allowed, but she waved Hina over to the makeshift dance floor. Chase spun around at the sound of footsteps. "Who are you?" he demanded. "We don't need more bystanders. This is a serious workshop. These kids need discipline, not tourists." His tone was tinged with annoyance, as if he'd dealt with time-wasters before. Hina offered a humble nod. "I totally get it, but I've done some Indian dance before. Maybe I could." Chase cut her off, exasperated. "Listen, I grew up studying dance. Bollywood is more than flashy moves. It's about technique and energy. I can't have random people messing up the flow." A wave of tension swept the room. Some students looked on sympathetically at Hina. Others seemed relieved Chase's scrutiny was off them. But Hina simply nodded, stepping back. "No problem. I'll just watch if that's okay. Maybe I can learn a thing or two." Chase huffed. "Suit yourself, but stay out of the way." He flicked the boombox back on, letting a high-tempo Bollywood track resound through the hall. The dancers tried again. Stumbling footwork, clumsy twirls, half-hearted hand gestures. Despite their best efforts, the group was out of sync, uncertain. The frustration in the air was palpable. After a few minutes, Hina's chest tightened. She recognized the music, a classic number from a famous Hindi movie, typically danced with flair and a joyous aura. But here it felt stiff and lifeless. The students weren't lacking heart, they were lacking proper guidance. Finally, a tall teen boy, Darius, messed up the routine for the third time. He paused the music, groaning. "I can't do this. It feels so complicated. We have, what, a week left? We'll fail at the show, and we won't raise any money. This is hopeless." Others nodded grimly. The entire atmosphere deflated. At that moment, Hina gently set down her backpack. "I might have an idea for you guys if you'll let me show you." She looked at Chase, attempting a respectful tone. "I promise I'm not trying to take your class away, just want to share some steps." Chase's nostrils flared. "We don't do half-baked. If you really know something, show me now, 5 minutes. Otherwise, we gotta keep drilling." He pointed to the floor, posture rigid. Hina inhaled, walking to the front with quiet confidence. "Could we play the track from the top?" Chase crossed his arms, pressing play on the boombox. A vibrant Bollywood rhythm flooded the hall. Hina closed her eyes for a brief second, letting the music fill her. Then, in a burst of fluid motion, she launched into a series of swift, elegant moves, traditional dance steps with modern flair, each beat hitting precisely. The students, wide-eyed, watched her swirl around the floor, her hoodie swaying with every dramatic spin. The energy she brought was electric, her footwork crisp, her hand gestures expressive, her face alive with joy. Mia's jaw dropped. She's so pro. Another student whipped out a phone, capturing footage. A faint whisper rose. Wait, isn't that Hina Khan? The Indian TV star? She does a lot of dance sequences in her shows. Another recognized her face from a popular Bollywood-style film. Chase, momentarily frozen, realized he'd been upstaged. He stammered, What, you're an actual actress? And you dance like that? Hina simply laughed. Yes, I'm Hina. I've performed on TV and stage in India. But honestly, I just love Bollywood dance. It's part of who I am. Her demonstration ended with the music's final beat, and the hall erupted in cheers from the students, clapping and whooping. Hina took a small bow, a grin lighting her face. So if you'd like, I can show you a simpler breakdown of those moves. Make it more natural for you. We can highlight each step so it doesn't feel overwhelming. Chase swallowed hard. Clearly his pride stung. But he saw the excitement in the kid's eyes, the surge of hope. All right, he mumbled. Show us what you got. Inside, he knew he couldn't argue with real talent in front of him. Within minutes, Hina had them line up, teaching them a short 8-count segment, a graceful half-turn, a hip shake, a quick spin, finishing with a lively hand flick. She kept it slow, repeating the sequence until they nailed it. Then she gradually sped up. The group started catching the rhythm, smiling as they progressed. Darius grinned widely, stepping in time. Mia nailed the spin with confidence. Behind them, Chase watched in stunned silence. He saw the difference between his drill sergeant approach and Hina's supportive method, guiding them with praise and gentle corrections. Slowly, he joined in, practicing steps side by side with the others. The once dreary vibe transformed into genuine enthusiasm and laughter. Over the next hour, they polished an entire routine, complete with big Bollywood gestures, playful winks, and that signature energy that fuses tradition and modern pop. Occasionally, Hina paused the music, offering tips about posture and expression. Remember, Bollywood is about telling a story with your face too. Smile with your eyes, let the audience feel your joy. At some point, a hush fell when one student muttered, I still can't believe we have an actual Bollywood actress in our neighborhood center. Another chimed in, She's like, saving our dance show. Hina just laughed it off, focusing on the next count of steps. She had no desire for any big accolades. She was just happy helping them discover the dance's heart. When the session ended, the group was sweaty, panting but thrilled. The transformation was astounding. They could now pull off a cohesive, entertaining performance for their upcoming fundraiser. Darius high-fived the others, exclaiming, We've never looked this good, man. Chase, swallowing pride, walked up to Hina. I'm sorry for doubting you. You really know your stuff, and you taught them better than I ever could. She smiled, placing a friendly hand on his shoulder. Don't be hard on yourself. Teaching's tough. You've done all the logistics, you just needed a small spark to bring out the fun. Bollywood dancing isn't just about perfect form, it's about celebrating. Mia approached with her phone, shyly asking for a group photo. Everyone gathered around Hina. Chase even smiled as they snapped a few shots. The community center's social media page posted, Big thanks to Hina Khan for an amazing Bollywood lesson. We're ready to rock our fundraiser next week. Within hours, word spread around the South Side that a TV star had dropped in to help a struggling dance class. Locals buzzed about it, and more people promised to attend the show. The next day, an energized Chase reorganized the practice schedule with Hina's breakdown method, slower steps first, layering moves bit by bit. The team confidence soared. They felt unstoppable. By performance night, the community center was packed. The audience included parents, local media, curious neighbors, and a handful of volunteers who'd heard about Hina's cameo. Though Hina herself had a tight filming schedule, she managed to show up for the big show. Keeping a low profile, she watched from the second row as the group performed their Bollywood routine with flair. Darius spun in perfect time. Mia nailed her part, each dancer glowed with assurance. The crowd cheered, so loudly the walls seemed to shake. The fundraiser ended up raising double what they'd hoped, enough to keep the dance program and other community services alive. After the applause died down, Hina stepped backstage to congratulate them. Mia had tears in her eyes. You made this possible, she said. Hina gently corrected. No, you all did. I just reminded you how to enjoy the dance. The grin on everyone's faces was indescribable. Chase, humbled but happy, extended a handshake. Look, if you're ever in Chicago again, we'd love for you to visit. Maybe do a workshop for more students. Hina nodded, promising to try if her schedule allowed. Your dedication reminded me why dance is so powerful, she said with sincerity. Before leaving, she posed for a few more photos, encouraging the group to keep pushing their creativity. Don't be afraid to incorporate your own style into Bollywood. That's how dance evolves. And with that, she slipped out into the chilly Chicago evening, hoodie pulled up, a quiet sense of joy filling her heart. Later, short video clips of the performance circulated online, captioned, Hina Khan says Bollywood fundraiser in Chicago, or unexpected star lifts dance team spirit. The community center received more volunteer applications, a few small donations from local businesses, and a renewed sense of possibility. People realized that a single spark of empathy and skill, from a stranger, no less, could transform frustration into triumph. Thus, what began as a routine, half-hearted workshop teetering on failure morphed into a shining moment of communal pride. The students not only learned the dance steps, they discovered confidence, synergy, and the uplifting magic of Bollywood. As Hina boarded her flight out of O'Hare a few days later, she replayed that energetic performance in her mind, gratified that a quick appearance in a little corner of Chicago could leave such a powerful imprint, proving once again that sometimes the right person at the right time can ignite an entire room's hope.